All right, welcome to the Degenerate Gamblers. We're getting into summer, baby. Almost done with the NBA. My Knicks are down 3-1, Steve. 3-1. We're back at MSG tonight. You think we got a shot?
Howie, let's rewind it a little bit, right? You Knick fans acted like you just won back-to-back NBA championships when you won a division. You won the division. You won a second round against the Celtics.
Yeah, but
You
it was
guys
the
blew your
Celtics.
load. You nutted all over
It
everywhere.
was the
just like
Celtics.
this.
It was the Celtics. So, as a Knicks fan, that was like winning a chip. I mean, we've sucked for so many years.
What was it? 99 was the last time you were in the finals
Jesus
when you
Christ.
won it
I
or
mean,
lost?
it
Did
was
they
a long
lose?
damn time ago.
Lost to the Spurs.
Look, I felt we should have won game one. There's no doubt.
Yep.
That game 2 nights ago, I just felt the refereeing was horrible.
Horrible.
I thought we got some shit calls. They're not helping us.
Nope.
We go back to New York tonight. I do think with this team bounces back, I think we win tonight. I think we cut it to 3-2. Gives us a chance in Indy. Who knows? It's going to be hard. You know, it's tough to win, come back down 3-1.
Yeah.
You can't make mistakes. You can't turn the ball over. Josh Hart. What the hell? I don't know. You know, there's a guy that's played well all year and is just nutting up in the playoffs. I put out the bet 2 games ago. All right, I didn't put it out 2 games ago because I didn't want to jinx the Knicks, and we won. I put the bet out 2 nights ago, and they didn't cover. They lost by 9. So, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm betting the Knicks tonight. I'm taking them. I think we
4.5. Lay the points or go money line.
I'll go money line.
Yeah, it's tough. This whole NBA series, the last series, the OKC Minnesota, it's basically unwatchable basketball. Like
that was not a tough one. I mean, I had Oklahoma winning. I don't care if the spread was 8, 9, 10. Come on.
Yeah.
You know,
but how
about
things now?
In that series, like OKC's loaded.
Yeah.
SGA probably is the best player in the league. Mm-hmm. He's that good. And Anthony Edwards, I've said it since last year when Jaylen Brown was just pissing on him. He's the most overrated. The media has made this guy, he's a great athlete. The media is comparing him to Michael. Dude, compare him to, I don't even know.
Yeah.
He's not in the top 10 in the NBA. I'm sorry.
Howie, it's like the NBA's trying to create this, fake, narrative of these players right now that they're not that good. They're not. And they're not a draw either. They're not. Yeah. This is unwatchable basketball. Dean Smith, it was like 1988 Carolina, back with like Scott Williams, George Lynch, Rick Fox. It was like you just don't see that type of basketball played. It came across my Twitter account the other day. And I'm watching it going, holy shit, backdoor passes, like just setting screens, like playing team basketball. Everything now, and even you saw it when Brunson, as great as he is, he comes out of the game, the Knicks go on a run because they're not playing ISO basketball and just trying to run everything through one player. Team basketball doesn't exist anymore.
No, I mean, you want to see good basketball. You want to see good offense. Watch OKC.
Yeah.
I mean, SGA, he's the most unselfish. This guy can pass. He doesn't come down just looking for the 3 every time. You watch him, his first 4 or 5 buckets every game going to the hoop, 5, 10, 15-foot jumpers. The complete opposite of Anthony Edwards, who I think he's like 1 for 20 shooting the 3 the last 3 games. He just bombs. Not even a really good shooter. Not a good passer. He's athletic, man, but it's like the NBA really, I mean, they're
all athletic. They're all athletic. It's just,
but SGA can shoot, man. He just is automatic. They got guys on that team that can play.
I just hope the NBA does something about this flopping shit. Like, stop, cut it out. I don't want to see it. Like, you stop calling the foul. Just stop blowing the whistle.
Stop with the flopping, and look, you got to start calling a travel every now and then. You can't let a guy tuck the ball under his arm and take off
take
like a
9
fucking
steps.
NFL halfback. And that's what they're doing. I mean, you see guys, even my boy Brunson sometimes will go the hole. Now he is getting slapped in the face, kicked in the nuts. But he'll take 7, 8 steps and then go up and get hammered. I don't know. I'll tell you what. I think you probably will. I think Indiana probably plays OKC in the finals of the NBA championship. They do match up better with OKC than anybody else because OKC has to have an answer for Siakam. That he's a beast. He can score inside, outside. He plays hard. Halliburton, Mathurin, these are good guards, man. I think it could be a good series. OKC and Indiana, I really do. I'm rooting on my Knicks. It's going to be tough. I think we can win tonight. Game 6 would be really tough, but that's it. We're winding down the NBA.
I did like the Knicks going into this series. I thought they matched up well. I feel it's almost like Towns, like they got to figure out what he really is. Like, are you a big man? Are you a guy we want to sit outside the perimeter? Like, it just, I almost think they got to figure out what they're doing with him next year and how he can fit into their offense.
We're going to trade him with a couple other guys. We're bringing in the Greek Freak.
Good.
The Freak wants to come to New York.
Yeah.
That's the rumor. Who knows what we have to give up, but I think we'll do a lot to get the Freak. So that's it for NBA. Look, baseball, we'll get into baseball right now. The East is wild right now because you have the Yanks have won 5 in a row and your Red Sox have lost 5 in a row.
They stink. They're almost playing like they don't want to win games. Like they're playing double-A players in the major leagues right now, and they've done it for the last 5 years. And it's just, I thought this year going into this year was going to be different, but same old story.
Yeah, ownership. I had a nice parlay last night. I had the Yankees, I had Goldschmidt with a hit, and then I had Judge with a hit. Of course, Judge can't get a hit because they don't pitch.
Oh, because he's getting walked. And you know what? Finally, Major League Baseball managers are smartening up, and my stupid ass is still betting them for, multiple hit games or multiple bases or whatever it might be, but they're not pitching to him anymore. No. Last 4 games, he's just got to go out there and get a double or a home run with that one at bat that he probably has a chance to see pitches.
Yeah, they're just walking him. I mean, last night was ridiculous. So you got
first
the
Yankees 2 at bats,
5 in a row. Teams that you want to bet against right now, besides Boston, the Angels have lost 5 in a row. The Rockies lost. The Rockies are bad.
Bad.
The only thing you got to be careful.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago. They're on pace for the record of losses, which we thought the White Sox would hold that for a long time.
The problem is you bet against the Rockies, you're not getting much value. You're betting minus 300, minus 350. You almost have to take the minus 1.5 every time.
Yeah.
Teams that are turning around right now. Houston and Milwaukee won 4 in a row. They're starting to play well. Detroit, Chicago Cubs look solid.
Yeah.
4 in a row. Yeah, I mean, that's, we're in the doldrums of summer right now with baseball. It's, certain pitchers. Jared Fried from the Yankees, good God, man. That guy, he showed up to New York and not letting the big leagues bother him at all.
Max.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, his name is Max.
Oh, Max Fried. Yeah, Jared Fried. He's a comedian. I'm shot in the head. He's a comedian. Jesus Christ. I props out Jared Fried, man. Just called you a picture.
Shout out.
You got anything else on the MLB front?
Straight up, I was just looking at some trends just because I'm trying to catch an edge here with MLB. It's kind of been tough sledding here for the last couple weeks for me. I'll hit a couple and then lose a couple. So home favorites are 61% straight up this year against or when you're betting them. And actually, it's funny. Home dogs against the spread are 60%. So if you can see a home dog in there, they're hitting 60% of the time, which is which you want to get when you're dealing with gambling here.
Hell yeah, that's a nice stat, home dog. You find,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'll tell you who's been
home
a home
dog.
dog a couple times this year. I've hit were the Twins.
Yeah,
But yeah, you hit a nice home dog. That's especially you have that in a parlay with a couple favorites they hit. That's as good as it gets.
yeah, they're hitting 60% of the time. So that's what you want to see in
Yeah,
gambling.
make them the home dogs in MLB. If you can find one, Houston's been one the last few. The Cubs have been the Brewers more than anything. They've been a home dog a few times. But that's something we have to look at. But we'll keep hitting you with baseball. If you like what you hear, look, join our Discord, man. We have 2 months before college football in the NFL, and that's when
can't
things
wait.
just heat up on our Discord. We got guys
Can't
all
wait.
over the country. Go to whop.com, WHOP.com. Follow Howie Dewey on YouTube. We got so much stuff coming at you. Huge news coming.
Breeders' Cup's coming back to Belmont, Howie, in 2027.
2027. I don't think the Belmont will be ready next year. I think the Belmont will be in Saratoga again next year.
Yeah, might be.
We have the Belmont here next week. We'll be doing a pod early next week with our boy Frank Lyons, who he's going to be on Fox Sports all next week, coming live at Saratoga Racecourse for the 5-day meet that they have next week. Steve, you gonna make the trip up to Toget for one of those days?
I'm going Saturday after if I don't know what the work schedule is going to bring, but I'll be up there. I'll be up there at some point on Saturday.
You'll go to the
We got
Belmont?
a table. Yeah, we got like a picnic table outside of the paddock area.
I may walk on over.
Yeah.
Especially
we'll
if
be
I don't
roaming
rent this
around.
place. I got a weird hit up last week from a little guy that has something to do with a little horse called journalism. Haven't heard back from him yet, but I don't know. Maybe he'll rent the place. But speaking of horse racing, today at Churchill Downs in the 7th race, I like this horse. Brad Cox, trainer, has a horse called West Hollywood with Louis Saez on him.
Yep.
And 7th race, Churchill Downs. I like him because he's like probably 4-1, maybe 5-1. Decent money, decent value. Brad Cox, solid trainer. Horse is West Hollywood. I like him today. I like him.
So what's Saez doing down at Churchill on a Thursday? Has he been there?
I don't know. He tends to go. He's been there a while, I think. But Brad Cox, he's got horses everywhere. He's got this horse, and it just looks like he's primed for this race today. It's a good race, good horses in it.
Turf race too, Howie.
Yeah, it's a turf race.
Yeah.
Look, our boy Georgie Weaver doesn't have a horse in it, or else I'd be all over him. But
Weaver's been hot on the turf the last few years.
That guy's made more money for me than any trainer out there. But I will be up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll be walking to the Oklahoma track. It's official. We got a little pony. We got a 2-year-old pony.
Let him know.
And I had a little something to do with naming him because his name it's official, Hoosick Falls.
It is Hoosick Falls. All right, don't drink the water.
His barn name is Chuck, after legendary trainer and good friend of mine, Chuck Simon. That's his barn name. So we call him Chuck.
Yeah.
But when he goes off, the announcers will be like, out of the 4 with a nice solid start is Hoosick Falls. He's a 2-year-old. We're gonna run him 3 furlongs tomorrow. Knock on wood. He looks strong. He's fast. Well put together.
Got some pedigree, right, Howie?
His father went by the name of Authentic, 2014 Kentucky Derby winner. Here's another little tidbit on this horse. His half brother, who had the same father, Authentic, he runs next Saturday in the Belmont. Goes by a little name called Rodriguez.
Okay. Some pedigree there, Howie.
Little pedigree.
Winning pedigree.
Look, I'm just my main goal over the next week, I gotta find out what music he likes, because we gotta come up with a theme song for him. So I'm excited, man. Horse racing is about to get wild up here with the Belmont next week. We'll pod next week with Frank Lyons, who he'll be doing Fox Sports next week, I believe, horse racing up until the Belmont. Knowledgeable dude, man. Real knowledgeable guy. Other than that, I think that's about it, right? What are we missing?
We got the French Open going on, Howie. A little tennis action.
Dude, we do. You know, and I did bet like 3 matches the other day and lost all 3.
Yeah.
You
got Carlos Alcaraz. He's minus 110 to win it all. Last year's winner won it the first time.
How do you
Sinner's
beat that
been
guy?
there. He's tough. He's probably he's taking the torch from Djokovic and the lefty there that just retired. Why can't I think of his name?
Does Djokovic have any chance of beating Alcatraz?
Alcaraz won it. He beat Joker last year. Djokovic hasn't been healthy. Getting, I think the grind at 38 years old, going into these big tournaments and playing against these young 20-somethings, it's tough. So, yeah, he's got a shot because of who he is and what he's capable of, but he's still, it's tough to match up with these young cats. He's plus 1,000. So if you want to throw a little pizza money on him there to win a little bit, you can get some value there. We also got the golf tournament, Jack Nicklaus Memorial Tournament there, where Scotty Scheffler's, you can still get him at plus 280 to win it all there. He's the heavy favorite in that one.
Yeah, I see that plus 280. Schauffele's plus 12. Man, after him, I like you can get Morikawa at plus 1,600.
Yeah, you get plus 1,600 there. You look at the top 10 finishes, guys like where is he? I'm looking. Tony Finau plus 400, just dropped to plus 360 as we're talking. Top 10 finish there for Finau. For the most part, he usually kind of trends in that top 10, top 20 finishes in these non-majors. So just
Brian
a guy
Harmon's plus 490 to finish in
the
top 10.
That's your boy, plus 490. Not bad. Max Homa plus 450. Guys that might be, sniffing the top of the leaderboard come Sunday might get some decent value in a top 10 finish. Cantlay, anytime I find I bet Cantlay, he screws me. So maybe I'm not going to bet him. So maybe you guys jump on him today.
Yeah. Scheffler to finish the top 10 is minus 460.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got on DraftKings right now minus 400. So it's
that's just if he doesn't break his wrist,
literally,
literally, he's a beast. But I think Schauffele at plus 100 to finish top 10. That's not bad. That's decent.
Yeah, I got 125 on DraftKings right now.
That guy's solid. He could win the whole thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So there we have it. We gave you a horse today. Brad Cox, Churchill Downs, 7th race, West Hollywood. If you like what you hear, go to Whop.com, join the Discord, $25 a month. We got college football. We're heading into it. A lot of big races this summer we'll be going over. We have some really good inside scoop on some thoroughbreds. Look at my boy Frank Lyons just texted me. We doing something this week? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
He's the best.
Howie, I also, in the coming weeks, want to get into some future plays in college here, future plays in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some good look ahead, some good value win totals, conference champion winners in college football. I think some teams are overvalued right now, Clemson being one of them, I feel. where you could probably get some good value for a team to sneak in and win that ACC championship. So we'll be talking about that in weeks to come.
Yeah, big time. Because football is going to be wild. It was last year.
Yep.
Like what you hear, follow Howie Dewey YouTube. Go to whop.com, WHOP.com. Join the Discord, $24.99 a month. We're going to be banking fatties all summer long, man.
Fatties.
There you have it. We got our next episode is going to be huge. We got Frank Lyons on talking about the Belmont. He picked the Preakness winner, journalism. He laughed the other day, said it wasn't that tough, but
no.
This guy's going to have some major insight into that Belmont coming up. Peace.